Okay, so this is question 2 on page 106. It's the umbrella question. It's asking us to draw a semi-ellipse, which is a half an ellipse. So just the top half of the ellipse is all we have to draw. It said in the question, major axis is 140 millimeters, the minor axis is 80 millimeters. To draw any ellipse, you have to have those two bits of information. You can't draw it without it. So we need to always have those. Now, when we want to draw the major axis, we start by drawing the major circle, which is always half of this measurement. So the major axis is 140. I'm going to start off with a circle of half of that, which is radius 70. So radius 70. Then I'll just come along, pick a point in the middle of the page, and draw my radius 70 circle. The minor axis is 80 millimeters. And the exact same, I'll pick half of that. So half of 80, 40 millimeters is what I'm going to set on my compass. And draw a circle in the same place. So I start from the same center point. And I've got my major and minor circles. So just to be sure you're clear on that, I drew a radius 70 circle and a radius 40 circle. So radius 70 and radius 40. Now I can come along and draw the major axis. And I'll draw this lightly because it's not actually part of the question. So there's my major axis. And I need the minor axis. And it's only the top half I'm going to be drawing, but I'm going to draw on the full minor axis anyway. So those are my two lines. Straight away that gives me 3 points to start off on the top half of the ellipse. There and there. Now I need to go and find a few other points. We always use our 30-degree set square. So off the t-square as always, I'm going to come out from the center. Light line out at 30 degrees. Flip the set square and I'll come out at 60 degrees. Flip it again, I'll come out at 30 degrees the far side. And flip it once more and I'll come out at 60 degrees. So I've got 4 construction lines, all at 30 and 60 degrees. Our rule again as before, where the line cuts the big circle, I'm going to draw vertical. So from that point, I draw a little vertical line. Follow it up, and from the point where it hits the big circle, I draw a vertical line. Over to the far side, where it hits the big circle, draw a vertical line. Over here, where it hits the big circle, draw a vertical line. And again, this is all construction lines. Where each of the lines hits the small circle, I'm going to draw a horizontal line. So up here, draw my horizontal line. And that gives me a point on the ellipse. Follow up here, draw a horizontal line. And that gives me another point on the ellipse. Out the other side. Come horizontal to give me a point. And then the last one, come horizontal to give me a point. And so now I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 points. And I need to sketch that in. To do that, you can take the sheet off the board for the time being and put it back on. It's really hard to sketch it like I'm doing here. And you'll see how bad my ellipse comes out, because I have to go against my wrist. So I'm going the wrong direction on this side. I should be taking the sheet off and rotating the sheet like I showed you in the last video. Okay, so that's my ellipse done. And as I said, you can see it's pretty bad. It doesn't look anything here like it does here. So it's not symmetrical. The next part then, we have to draw our radius 35 arcs. And the first thing I need to do is divide it. I've got a distance of 70 here. Halfway across is 35. So here's my 35, and I'll just put a little mark on it. I come over to the other side, same thing, I've got 70, half of that is 35 millimeters. Take a radius 35 on the set square. So here's 35 on the set square, and I'm going to strike an arc down the bottom. So from each of the 2 points here, 1, 2, strike an arc. Come over to the other point, strike another arc. That gives me the center for the first curve. So using the same 35 radius, I can come along and draw the arc in. And I did the exact same for the 4 of them. I'm going to have another arc here, so I've got 2 points, and I'm going to strike an arc down here and an arc here, and make sure they cut. This gives me the center for the second circle. Next 2 points, strike an arc and strike an arc, and again the center for the next curve, and the same with the last one. Strike an arc and strike an arc, and it gives me the 4th curve. Last piece then, I have to come down 70 for the handle of the umbrella. I just mark down 70, and I've got a radius 10 circle down the bottom, so I need a construction line for this. I come across with a light line, and I'm going to set 10 on the compass, radius 10 on the compass. Here's my radius 10, and I'm going to strike out to find the center. So from the start, I'm going to strike out. That's going to give me the center for the circle. Then I can come and draw the circle. That's your question done. You can shade it in if you want.